evening we will be doing in a traditional Thanksgiving style preparing of the bird. We will be getting the bird ready in an old-fashioned, simple, easy cut and dry method to be able to prepare it for a feast that will fool anyone who joins you at the table. You don't have to be a master chef, as I will be showing you how to do this, but this will prepare you for any size dinner party. So, without further ado, let us begin. Before we begin, we must plan ahead a few days for cooking poultry, and we must remove it first from the freezer, placing it in the refrigerator to give it a few days to thaw. You can't cook a frozen bird, not very well at least. So we're going to put it in a pan to catch any of the drippings as it's thawing, not to spoil any of the food in the refrigerator, and always remember to place it on the bottom shelf. Items necessary for the preparation of poultry include freshly ground pepper, minced onions, garlic powder, seasoning salts, butter, poultry bags, turkey size, one onion of choice, turkey lacers, the secret ingredient for smaller birds, Miracle Grow, and one oven roasting dish. In preparing a turkey in the fashion of Julia Childs, I do not bother with stuffing the bird with traditional stuffing. Not only does it take longer to cook the bird, but it also can contaminate the stuffing with salmonella, which is never fun. So what I do instead, to add extra flavor to the bird, is stuff a rump onion. That is an onion stuffed into the rump of the bird. Start with an onion of choice, remove the outer husk, and then score the onion, similar to what you would find at that Australian steakhouse, what is that? Oh yes, the Outback. When they do their blooming onions, they score the onion down the center, careful not to cut all the way through, rotate, score down again, and continue until you have thin slices about the edges of the onion. Some women complain when cutting onion about the tearing effect. Two options are: one, to cut the onion in a bowl of water, and two, just simply wear swimming goggles. Once you have your onions scored so that it's able to separate like this, set it aside for later use. We then want to get our turkey ready for dressing. Often, moving a turkey after you've seasoned it up and buttered it is a pain. So what I do is I start with my oven bag, preparing it, opening while rolling down towards the bottom, and placing in my roasting pan and spreading as such. Then what we're going to do is transfer the bird from the bowl into the roasting bag. Some women say cooking with a bag is cheating. I say cook with a bag so I have time to play with the kids. Once you're at this step, then it's time to season the bird. Some of you may be wondering why our bird is smaller than others, but the simple explanation for this is that this is a New Zealand pygmy turkey. They come smaller, but we add a simple ingredient because we can get this cheaper. Adding our special ingredient should plump the bird considerably during the roasting process. The first thing we want to do is take our butter, opening it just so. This is the fun part. We get to get messy. Taking globs of butter, we're going to open up the bird, separating the skin from the meat. As we do this, we're going to simply stuff gobs of butter between the skin and the meat. No need to be delicate here, just get as much of that lovely bovine butter up inside the bird. Pushing it around, getting it inside, all over the meat of the bird. Bring the skin back down. Repeat the process inside the neck cavity, making sure to get butter amply on all parts of the meat. And with the remaining butter on your hands, the simple solution is rub down the remainder of the bird. All on the outside of the skin, being generous with the butter, giving some great flavor. Rubbing down the outside of the skin with this butter will also give the bird, upon final roasting, the beautiful glazed brownish golden color that we are so familiar with poultry. So we want to get a nice coating on the legs and the thighs. Butter everywhere. All over. All right. And now we have a greased bird. Ready to go. Once we have our bird sufficiently buttered, we want to take the onion that we have previously scored and stuff it into the rump of the bird. Taking this, opening the tail end of the bird, and just stuff it deep, deep, deep inside until it won't go any further. Then we're going to turn the bird back towards us, getting ready to do the seasoning. We're going to start with our seasoning salt. Amply put that on your bird, making sure to cover the legs and the thighs with a generous portion of seasoning all up and down the breast. And there should be good. Then we're going to move to our garlic salt. Same process, moving it up and down the bird, going to the legs and the thighs. Making sure to get a nice even coating all around our bird. Finally, with a touch of minced onion, we're going to generously sprinkle these on top of the bird, getting it all around as we begin this process. Lastly, we want to lace up our bird, its legs closed. And so we're going to simply take some of our lacing twine, and I'm going to wrap a loop around one leg, and then I'm going to tie it and wrap it around the other leg, bringing the legs together, wrap a couple of wraps, tie it off, and then simply give it a snip. Finally, we want to close up the body cavity. Using one of our lacing skewers, we're going to pierce it through some of the tail skin, wrapping it up and over as the sewing the turkey closed through the skin around the body cavity, and if you want, for after safety, go through the tendon of the lower leg, bringing that all together closed here, nice and closed and shut. Now that our bird is prepared for the roaster, come on, cross your legs, little one. There we go. We're going to, look at my knots. My knots are coming undone. And there we go, tucking in there. Come on, get in there, little girl. All right, legs closed. We're going to go ahead and wrap up and close our bag. Cinching it shut with the provided clip. Pierce the bag with 1-inch holes, 6 places, surrounding the bird, allowing for steam to escape. Now remember, we are using the Miracle Grow. I've already fastened this. Hot darn. So I'm going to take some of my Miracle Grow and I'm going to sprinkle it. You only need a dab. Where is that hole? Find one of the holes you made. The Miracle Grow does not have to go over the whole bird like the seasoning. It will simply go in the juices and expand the bird and plump while cooking. So I can get it just down inside the bag so it can interact with the juices. Finishing our holes. We're going to set it up just so. Turning the oven on now to bake it at 325 degrees. Once your oven is preheated, we're ready to go. Now remember, with your bag in the Miracle Grow, to leave extra room in the bag for the bird to plump during roasting. Now that we're ready, we're going to go ahead, place it in the oven, and go play with the kids. Now that we've got our turkey in the oven, sponsors.
When looking for a snack pickle, don't just grab any pickle. Reach for Famous Dave's signature spicy pickle chips.
We like oven bags, yeah! We like oven bags, yeah! We like oven bags, yeah! Reynolds oven bags! Reynolds oven bags, turkey size, the one your bird will sing for. Well, what do we have here? It appears as though our turkey may finally be finished. Whoa, ho, ho. Well, oh my goodness. I think we might have added a dash too much Miracle Grow to this bird. I told you that. We'll plump it right up. Oh my. Now remember, in safety's sake, always check to make sure that your turkey is complete. If you have a home thermometer, this is the best way. At the grocery store, you can also buy thermometers. They're the little disposable ones. They're white and red and they're foolproof. Once the bird is done, they go blook. Little red widget pops right out and your turkey is perfectly ready to go. But if you have a home thermometer, you want to check it in a few places. First, insert it halfway into the breast meat, making sure that your temperature reads 175 to 180 degrees Fahrenheit. The next place you want to check it is the place on the bird that cooks the slowest. Down into the dark meat, inside the leg, going into the thigh. Again, you want an overall bird temperature of 180 degrees. This looks like we are just at that point. So we'll go ahead and remove that. Our bird is finished. And upon the finishing of the bird, we can now remove it from its beautiful bag. Being careful not to ruin the bird. Being careful not to take off the beautiful glaze. Watching out for the steam. Making sure also not to get any of the drippings to fall out of the bird bag. So carefully we remove this. See, we have some drippings here. This pot was just, I did not plan ahead well enough. This bag was just a little bit too big and the pot was just a little bit too small. Now if you come in here and you get a good shot, come look at this. Is such a beautiful texture. Remember, when we get the butter, on the outside of the skin, we get this beautiful golden glaze. Oh, it's just to die for. Now I can't help myself. I really shouldn't, but I have to get in here and sample this bird. Now, with this first cut, we're gonna get a little piece of this, get some of that beautiful skin. We're just gonna pull that right off. Oh heavens, that is marvelous. And now you are ready for your Thanksgiving host. It has been my pleasure as your host, Julia, to make sure that you had the beautiful instructions to prepare this marvelous bird for a loving family feast. If you have any more questions, be sure to log on at juliaknowsHowToCook at matthewcoughlin.com in order to learn more about these cooking styles. We thank you, we bid you adieu, and have a beautiful night.